What's up everybody? Now in the lead up to the 10th anniversary of the GTR Challenge this year, we're giving you guys all of the previous year's content free of charge here on our YouTube channel, just like this year's event's going to be. That's right, no more DVDs for the GTR Challenge. Now after 2014's controversy, 2015 is when the new rules started. Now Mercury Motorsport didn't return, but we did see the biggest GTR battle in history kick off at Cootamundra Airport in 2015. And that's between Maatouk's Racing, Croydon Racing Developments and C&V Performance. In fact, the battle between these three workshops for GTR supremacy has continued ever since, both at Cootamundra Airport and at the drag strip, as these guys go tit for tat for the GTR records. Now don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the coverage. Share it around, as the more views and subscribers we get, the bigger and better we can make this year's coverage.
My second time here. I got hooked last year and I just here to have fun, mate, like always. My car quite didn't make it this weekend. We had an issue last night with some electrical glitch, so we had a backup car, my good mate Steve Carr. He couldn't make it this week and he just gave me the okay to take his car. So she's got an old school turbo on her. She's an old T62R, 2.8, power tune built it, power tune tuned it. We're running about 32 pound at the moment. Gearbox is a H-pattern dog box. I drove it last night. I did one launch and we put on the trailer, so I've done no time in this car, but who cares?
Resi was one of the first to suffer from the Cootamundra curse, with the four-wheel drive system not working and the guys unable to get it to work by the end of the day. But he was able to give us a little bit of entertainment before he finished up.
So I've got a 1999 R34 Gtr. It's all-wheel drive with a power glide, 3.2 litre spool, 2630, turbo smart wastegate and blow-off valve, 6-boost manifold, precision turbo, 8285, big aftermarket fuel system. Makes 750 kilowatts at all four wheels. Built and tuned by JW Automotive. We've run 9.0 at 154 mile an hour as our PB. So we're from Queensland. We've come all the way here to run at Cootamundra GTR Challenge to try and run an 8 is the aim. We've been kicked out of Willowbank for no cage. So yeah, that's why we look for these styles of events. Done really well at Power Play, the last two Power Plays in Brisbane, taking out the off-streets in both times.
There was talk amongst the pits about Clayton's R34 Gtr being a potential favourite to take out the event. However, it wasn't meant to be, with the car frying the transfer case during Friday's practice, effectively making it two-wheel drive and unable to reach its full potential. It did, however, provide us with plenty of entertainment, thrills and spills.
Yeah, this is my first time at Cootamundra. Last year I saw the video, Modi DVD, and I decided to come this year to build a car like GTR. Never owned a GTR before, for a GTR to come to this drag battle. It's a R33 Gtr, Series 3. It's a straight RB26, engine built by Hamza, tuned by Adam at Gem. I got 6466 on it. I got a Haltech ECU, car makes 600 kilowatt. I run it at Eastern Creek. I got 10.8 on low boost, street tires.
I came to Cootamundra because I thought, you know, there's a lot of action here and I heard a lot of good things. I've been once before to watch, so this time I'm entered to race. Give it a go, you know. Well, the car's actually are customers, but yes, we did build it to race it here at Cootamundra. Give it a go on the street, like on a surface, like a street surface, see what it runs. Pretty much it's a 3.2 litre, twin high mounts, full Haltech running gear, controlling everything on the car, built by Mixed Motorsport, engine tune, everything. The reason why we use Haltech, we're a distributor for Haltech and we've been using it for the last 18 years. It's on 42 pound, makes 990 at the wheels, and pretty much, yeah.
Mick told us later that he discovered a leak in an intercooler pipe, meaning the car ran less boost and made less power, explaining the lower mile per hour than expected. We also ran our R32 Gtr project car, recently converted to single turbo. The engine still has the stock bottom end and drop-in cams, although now has upgraded head studs and a Nitto head gasket. The Garrett GTX 3582R from GCG sits on a 6-boost twin-scroll manifold with a Turbo Smart external wastegate with all of the fab work done by CS Engineering. The Haltech was tuned by Croydon Racing Developments and now makes 460 kilowatts at the wheels on 27 PSI. Power doesn't always equate to quicker ETs at Cootamundra, with the car now having less traction and struggling on the regular street tyres. ETs didn't really improve, although mile per hour was up.
Yeah, 2 years ago I brought my own Toyota Sprinter A86 with a 4AG turbo, but this time around I've got a 34 Gtr now. We've just put a built motor in there this week. We've spent about 3 days on it, putting it together this week. Literally tuned it last night, try and use Turbo Smart on our wastegates. eBoost 2, eBoost Street is very popular for us. In my particular car I've got that Platinum Pro ECU with the I/O box, the flex sensor, I've got the wideband kit, I've got oil pressure sensor, fuel pressure sensor, a couple other sensors tapped in there that I've got all set up for onboard data logging. I've drove the car here today down from Sydney. It's running on the 85, it's full flex, just over 900. We made 698 kilowatts on 35 pound boost. Not 100% tested, but we're going to do some data logs today and see what we can do. We're not aiming for any record breakings, but we just want to have a good time and somewhere to thrash my car. You want to come for a ride? Let's go for a ride. Oh, the power's there, just battling for traction. Keep turning the power down every run, getting a bit more traction on that run now, so not able to utilise the full power output, but that's what you get. I'm just running a Federal RSR tyre.
I've been here, 3 years in a row now. First time I'm racing. Yeah, it's a R32 Gtr. Yeah, I just bought the car 2 weeks ago. Thought I'd bring it down. It's got pretty much everything. Yeah, 2.8 litre, ported head, 290 cams in one block. All work's done at Gems. It's got 752 kilowatts, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
This is my second time at Kura with my R32 Gtr. Car was built by Team Car Racing, tuned by SMD. Ran a best time of 9.2, 151 mile an hour. I came last year to Cootamundra, I broke my gearbox in practice, and hopefully this year I've got a spare gearbox, so if I do break it, I can put the gearbox in there again and have a good shot at it. Well, I'm hoping I can run into the 9s. I've done a 9.2 at Eastern Creek, but obviously here's the street surface. I would love to run a 9 second over here, it'll be great, and yeah, we'll see how we go. So far, best time I've run is a 10.1, 148 mile, but a lot of wheel spin. Other than that, once you get to third or fourth gear, it starts to pull really nice. So just get these gremlins out of the way. Hopefully we'll run a 9 today.
I've got an R33 Gtr, running a 2.6 litre. It's got a Garrett T51R, controlled by Maatouk Platinum Pro, which is a great computer. And also controls the boost is my eBoost 2, and it's been working great. My best time at Wizard, with the PPG dog box and the Mickey T tyres, I've always had street tyres, but this time I had Mickey T's, is 10.0. And last year here, I done a 10.7 on normal street tyres, so we're hoping to break into the low 10s or hopefully in the 9s. Time so far, yeah, still 10.1 is my best time. The launches, it's just that's the hardest part, is getting off the mark. But other than that, it's great fun.
Even more impressive than Humza's car's performance was how consistent and reliable both the car and his driving were. He did more passes than anyone else at the event and ran 10.2, 10.1, 10.6, 10.0 and 10.1, all between 144 and 147 miles per hour. But it wasn't until the drag battle shootout where Humza finally dipped into the 9s, and it wasn't a fluke, running 3 9-second passes in a row.
Oh, beautiful, man. It's great.
How's it feel to do a first 9?
Awesome, man. Especially here at Kura on this surface. That's great.
And taking the impressive level even higher was that Humza drove his car to and from the event, just like he does every year, earning him the Just Car Insurance Ultimate Street Car Award, which is given to the quickest car that drives to the event and leaves under its own power. A true test of reliability and street ability.
We brought an R33 Gtr, which was a friend of mine, Marco Altieri. Trojan Motorsport built it. We're in Canberra in Mitchell. Still a 2.6, precision turbo, enlarged sump, turbo smart blow-off valve, custom June camshafts, PAR synchro dogbox. We always wanted it to be responsive, and it's still more responsive than twins. Its best time was 10.2 at 137 when it was making 500 kilowatts. Now it's making a bit more than 600 kilowatts. So we're hoping to go a bit better than that.
Both John and his R33 flew under the radar a little bit this year, but everyone was stopped in their tracks when the car's first pass was a 9.84 at 150 miles per hour. He wouldn't better that mile per hour, but he would go quicker. Impressive stuff for such a relatively simple street setup.
They're getting better and better. The traction's much better than yesterday. We're putting more RPM. The next one will probably put all the power down and see what happens. It's getting better. I was all going fine. 3/4 into the run, on high boost, I saw smoke coming from the bonnet, and it turns out that the top of the radiator exploded. The standard radiator. We got away with it for too long.
Oh well. So what's the plan? Have you got a spare one back in there?
No, I never. I got to spare everything else except for a radiator.
At the end of the day.
Unfortunately, yes.
I've been here the last 3 years in a row. Unfortunately, the car never made it. I'm always working on it at the wrong times, but yeah, I heard it's the best event, and which I've been here last year, so I love the event. GTR R32, built by Powertune Australia. It's got a precision turbo 7675, PPG gearbox, 5-speed. It's just under 40 pounds of boost. It makes about 680 kilowatts at the wheels, all four. 9.6 at 155, but the car's ran a 160 mile a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, just got to get off the mark.
Oh, that felt very strong, got off the line, mad. It's got to be in the 9s.
Glenn's car set a new record for the quickest H-pattern GTR at Cootamundra with his best run of 9.592 at 154.64 miles per hour. The car sure was a handful, But Glenn gave it everything it had, making it hugely entertaining to watch every time it went out, and it sounded awesome. We awarded Glenn the Motive DVD's Choice Award not only because it was great to watch and listen to, but Glenn was always keen to run and the car backed it up. To put into perspective just how fast the car is, we lined Glenn up in our 600 all-wheel horsepower GTR, something normally considered a very fast car, but not compared to the power-tuned monster. The pace already set in the Just Car Insurance GTR Challenge, supported by SMD Workshop in 2015, is phenomenal. And now, the three big hitters are left. All black, all 3.2 litre strokers, all with monster turbos, all auto, all 8-second cars on the strip looking for sevens, and all from some of the biggest names in tuning in Australia. Maatouk's Racing versus C&V Performance versus Croydon Racing Developments. Nick versus John versus Rob. Godzilla versus RH9 versus Jun 2. For a long time, RH9 held the record as the quickest true street GTR in Australia, meaning it's registered, runs on radial tyres and has a full interior. Jun 2 recently broke that record, running an 8.32 at 167 miles per hour. Nick's R32 is a fresh build, but with Maatouk's racing experience with Muhammad Khan's car, there is no doubt this car is set to be quick. Very quick. At Cootamundra, Jun set the first record of 10.0 in 2009, which stood until broken by RH9 in 2012, which gave us the first ever 9-second pass on the runway with a 9.59. Maatouk's Racing currently sits second outright at Cootamundra with a 9.311, but are number one for speed with 165 miles per hour. The current outright record holder is still Mercury Motorsports' Nitto R34 Gtr with a 9.27 at 162.97 miles per hour. The big question is, would these records be broken this year?
So Jun came off the road about 3 years ago. It's been rebuilt by CRD. It's come back as Jun 2 and it's completely set up. It's a 3.2 Nitto stroker, precision 88mm Pro Mod turbo. It's running a Turbo 400 automatic. Okay, quickest time I've done the car on the track is 8.32. And if I can dip into the 9s here, I'll be very happy. We don't actually know what the current power figure, because the dyno couldn't hold it down. We think it's currently running around 1300 horsepower when we did the 8.32. At the moment, we're going to trim it down to under 1000 horsepower for the track. It just won't hold up. You know what? It's anyone's bet. It's one of those things. You hope so. That's why you're here. You want to give it all it's got, and if you can, it's great. So I'm certainly going to give it a crack. suppose good for a test run. We're hoping to get deep into the 9s today. Yeah, we got a bit squirmy up top. It was a good ride, had to back off a little bit back on it. So if we can have a clean run without any wheel spin, we should be able to lay down some good numbers.
I've been to Cootamundra once, which was last year, to see the sister car of my 32. That gave me a good impression because the car is built as a street car. The car was still at Anthony Maatouk's. I actually flew up yesterday morning. We had some sorting out to do. We came from Sydney about 4 o'clock last night, or this morning I should say. It's 3.2 stroker, Nitto stroker. It's got dry sump. It's got a 4788. It's got a Microtech in it. Turbo 400 from Mel's Race Glide. It's on 39 pounds of boost. It makes 1170 horsepower at all fours. Set up for Cootamundra, pretty much just the tyres. It usually runs the ET plies on the street, but we've put the ET radials. That's it. Felt really good, really strong. Selected all the gears. Oh, magnificent, magnificent. Hopefully we've cracked an 8.
This is probably my 5th visit to Cootamundra. I've been here with a lot of good intentions, and obviously a lot of bad things happen. It's a 1990 R32 Gtr. The car's built by C&V Performance. It also runs a Keith Mill 2-speed auto transmission. It's got twin precision turbos. It runs a RD block with a stroker kit. It's got a custom CNC head. It's running Maatouk computer. Nitrous for getting up on the converter. The car has run 839, 173, full weight, full trim car. We've seen around 1110 at 4 wheels, horsepower on the dyno. Obviously at Cootamundra it's a different playing field, you come with a lot less. You know, you don't come with max power because you can't go anywhere. So I guess on a day like today or a day like the weekend, you know, we're all running probably around the, you know, sort of around the 800-900 horsepower at the wheels, and yeah. I think the way it launches and the way it leaves the line is very important to come on with boost and power, whereas with the manuals before, you've got to leave very aggressively and you lose a lot of power off the launch, even though they're miling out at the end of it. The street car thing is, I guess, one of my biggest passions. I mean, I love the fact that you can drive the car on the road and be street registered and then rock up, you know, at a set of lights, or go to a drag strip, or go to a drag battle, or come here, or go anywhere. The fact is the car, they're set up for street, they've got big power, they top end charge like no other car. There's big power in them. With the technology that they've got, you can play with how you want the car to go. you know, and how you want it to hook up and what the conditions are, you can play to it. Of course I want to win, but at the same time, it can be anyone's game. This year, there's a lot of competitive cars here, and with an auto now with everybody, it's changed the way it all works, and any one of the top 6 cars could win it this year.
9.4, 161. Not a bad time, a little bit more aggressive in the start. Yeah, no, it's all good. Just trying to make the car consistent for the drag battle. See how we go, maybe get one more in before then and see if we can go a little bit lower. .911, 166, happy. Second hit at it, it was good. Everything went smooth, car's fast. Don't think I could have done much more than that today. Other than that, mate, very, very happy and see how we go.
Well, there you have it. John and the team from C&V Performance have exercised the demons of previous events and have taken the win and reset the ET and mile per hour record. Nick and Rob were separated by only 2/100ths of a second. Glenn set the quickest time for an H pattern, and as you can see, plenty of cars now running into the 9s here at Cootamundra. Now let's take a look at the outright leaderboard. Trent White and the Mercury Motorsport team have been pushed back into second. Muhammad Khan's car still in the top 3, and almost every car now running into the 9s in our top 10 leaderboard for the Motive DVD GTR Challenge.